Okay, just waiting to make sure the audio is functioning as for always. Hi, Apothecary. Okay, it looks like the audio is functioning, so that's good. Hey, hi. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Motts will be here shortly when they finish making their coffee. Alright. We're gonna talk to this, pair of people here. Forgot about that. We need to get a new hat. Maybe now might be the time to look into getting that little frog hat. I woke up 5 seconds ago. No alarm, no need for water, nothing. This has got me on that secret Sigma sleeper agent grind set. I'm very amused to have summoned you into the amused to have summoned you into the waking world. Mantis, what have you done to me? I suppose consistency. It's 9:30, time to watch Disco Elysium. What tasks do we have left to get through? Of course, the transient witch with the nighttime mistake summoned me with magic. I mean, I can't really argue that. I definitely do like being called a transient witch, so. We need to examine the library card. That might be a good thing to start with. Well, while we wait for Motts to return with their Moffy, I suppose I can look at this library card.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned.
Hi, Motts.
Sorry for being late. I had to do calibrations on this coffee because the mug is so big.
It's okay. Cherry also says, Babe, wake up, it's time for your 8:30 Disco Elysium stream. Yes, dear. Meme situation. Good morning.
Good morning, Apothecary.
Apothecary just woke up before the stream, so we were joking about me putting a magical spell to bring them here.
Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Motts has never made only Merly for the next stream.
Yeah, I'm just super early for Scarlet Hollow.
See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Okay. I was waiting for you to get back so we can talk to these
These fine, upstanding citizens?
Yes.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Kim, are you famous?
Yeah, Kim, are you famous? This guy recognized you.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
The cultural hyperlinks.
Who's putting hyperlinks on this wall?
Whenever I go to an old website, from the early 2000s, the cultural hyperlinks.
Yes. Mantis, why are you drawing a sigil? I don't want to clean the bathroom, so I'm summoning Apothecary to do it. Oh, okay.
Apothecary, this implies you can be summoned with sigils. What do you need to put in your summoning circle to summon you?
That's a good question. What summons the Apothecary? Mantis, I swear to God, if you make me clean a bathroom. No, I wouldn't make you clean a bathroom. I mean, it's happened before.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall. No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Kim, explain.
Yeah, Kim explained that this person recognizes you, and that kid really does not want to be part of this conversation.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately. But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
These are from a different time. A simpler one for some, but a worse one for all. I say touching a bulky computer monitor from 1989. PY2K?
Pre-Y2K.
Pre-Y2K. Pre-year 2000 CE.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's R&D?
I haven't seen one of those giant monitors in so long.
It's been a while.
We used to have a couple in our garage.
Oh, yeah.
So long. So long. I was happy to be rid of those tripping hazards.
They were tripping hazards.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Were y'all there for the Y2K era, specifically the Y2K scare? I mean, okay, so we were very young when
Yes.
Y2K happened. I'm the oldest one of the
Yes.
two of us. I would have been 8 at
Yeah.
the time. And I don't have any memories of the scare itself, but I have memories of the aftermath of like a lot of the celebration and jokes that happened afterward, but I don't have any memory of the scare itself because, again, 8. You would have been 4.
I would have been 4, but not even 4. Not even 4 months.
Yeah.
I would have been like 3 and a couple months.
Yeah.
Because I have a late birthday. So, I was there. But functionally was not there. Those monitors feel like bears when compared to our femboy twink monitors nowadays.
Real.
Yes.
They really do.
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
It's actually kind of funny that we went from giant, bulky bear monitor to sleek femboy monitor to big, wide femboy monitor.
Yes.
Motts was so scared about the year changing. Then again, though, they were only mates when it happened.
Yes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
How much did the adults panic during the Y2K scare?
So, from what I remember of, because again, I mostly remember what happened after than the actual time, but I do remember there was a lot of chatter. I think there was legitimately a lot of fear about what would happen. I think it was something that Mom and Dad had brought up quite a bit. That our parents had talked about. So... Yeah, I think it was definitely something that was on a lot of people's minds and a lot of people's anxieties.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't have been such a big... because after it happened, a lot of the media in, the early aughts... very much referenced it heavily, and I don't think you could do that without it having such a cultural impact. I really do think, because, and the thing is, it was because of, amazing programmers working, overtime to make sure nothing actually bad happened, if I understand correctly,
Yeah, I believe part of it was programmers working overtime to make sure that everything worked properly. I think part of it was also, just... We didn't know what would happen, and if, it tried to reset to 0, it might cause satellites to start falling out of the sky.
That was the fear, yeah. Is that if the computers had never reset back before, would any, thing break?
Yeah.
Would something fry? Would we have, power outages and, satellites falling back to Earth and shit like that? I think a lot of people afterward kind of laugh about it, but I honestly do think it was a very scary time period. I can't say that I eyewitness testimony remember a lot of it, but I do think that there was a lot of actual honest-to-God fear.
Yeah. And then, 12 years later, we had another, apocalypse, so...
Yes.
2012. Of course you didn't, girl. Of course you didn't know you were 3 3/4.
You were too small to know what was going on outside of,
Yeah.
what's a fun ball to bounce.
Yeah. Completely oblivious.
Yes.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
What about you, Apothecary? Were you there for Y2K? And if so, how did you fare? Hey, I forgot my Aunt Apocalypse was doing some stuff during 2012.
I was super freaked out about
Bicentennial was
2012
beating
when
them in
that whole
business
scare was
missions.
happening.
But
Really?
Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
Well, I was in high school when that was starting to really plant itself, and so the idea that the world could end just after I leave high school understandably kind of freaks me. I was a more superstitious person back then, too.
Yeah. I do remember afterwards seeing, clips online about, an entire classroom that just spontaneously pretended that they all died.
Yes, I remember that. That was pretty funny.
That was a really funny.
That was a very funny. I remember that exact video you're referencing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tricentennial Oh, Feld was making aces. They're producing aces in there. Oh my gosh.
You got aces in there?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer.
A tape computer.
Apothecary wasn't there. I was -7 years old. Everything in 2012, given I was 5. You missed all the apocalypses. That's alright.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we'll have 20 more in our lifetimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to Motts' birthplace.
Yes.
Yes.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
It's so wild to... Because, like, this is just a piece of world building here.
This is just an extremely deep piece of world building.
It's like, oh yeah, they were, inventing tape computers.
Because we have radio computers
Yeah.
in this. They have radio. We don't have radio computers.
Like,
No idea what a radio computer would even be like.
I can imagine what a radio computer would be like, but it's so wild to imagine that they came up with a radio computer before reel-to-reel.
Yes. Yes.
I just remember my aunt telling me, oh, I'll be very busy this year. I guess she was.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN, and Zam, haven't achieved yet.
I want a fucking book on this world. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
the kid can talk.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
That's what fan fiction is for.
Yes. True that.
They were saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk.
Yes,
This
they even built a
boardwalk.
pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Calling the...
A pleasure wheel?
I was about to say, calling a Ferris wheel a pleasure wheel.
I mean, it would make sense that it would be called a pleasure wheel and not a Ferris wheel, seeing as a Ferris wheel is named after a guy.
I mean, I understand that, but...
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
I think we can all agree that we'd prefer there was a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
You mean to tell me a failed electrical fried this rice? Yes. I mean, a failed electrical would definitely fry rice pretty well.
Yes.
I don't think you'd want to eat the rice,
No.
but it would be fried. I've been in a pleasure wheel before, but I've always wanted to be in a Ferris wheel.
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about Tape computers?
Okay, I'll ask about tape computers.
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
I'm sorry, the kid is chewing on a book.
Chewing on the corner of his worm-themed color. Yes, he is very much chewing on a book.
I need to reread what this guy was saying because I got distracted
You
by
got
the chewing on the corner of the book. Alright, send out press releases, most notorious example being Discreet de Mars.
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
This guy is a walking history book.
So glad to find this walking history book, Kim. Can we get back to the case, detective? No. Learning about tape computers.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Nom nom, yummy books. Gen Alpha's illiterate. I'd like to say, I cannot imagine, like, eating that much paper. like, I'm not sure if you've ever had those tiny candies that were stuck to, like, a big strip of paper. Mm-mm. I couldn't handle the tiny piece of paper that got stuck to the back of them.
Really?
No.
Oh!
I don't know how people, like, you know, just like, oh, crumple up piece of paper, pop it in their mouth to, like, get a message, like, hidden.
You just ignore it.
Just ignore it.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Okay, so about tape computers, like, how do they work? Do they have, like, a little radio on the tape?
Do they have a radio?
Did you just pre-record the radio? Put it on a tape?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
It's really funny to imagine, like, describing a tape computer, a reel-to-reel computer, as elegant. Seriously, though, I was at a party recently. I was stopped in front of the TV for a second, trying to get past some people. An elementary-aged child screamed like an alcoholic, "Get out of the way." Took 1 second for this child to need their hit. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie. Children sometimes scare me. like little kids. They can scare me. Motts is better with kids.
I am better with kids, yes.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredenburg. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Hughes joined the team. Trying to...
I too am afraid of children.
Can you please say Wompty Dumpty Dom Center one more time? Please, I'm begging you.
Yes. Please, I need to know. What do you think? Am I gonna click continue and have the option to ask about Wompty Dumpty Dumps?
I so hope so.
Or is that a completely normal thing he just said?
It would be very funny if they never touched that as being an odd name.
He did it. He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. It's the most natural thing in the world.
Yes!
Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith, and Guy Jost. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center for contemporary art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ackerman, chose to...
I love the dialogues. There it is again, those words. Weird Wompty Dumpty Dom timey-wimey stuff. You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
Looks to boyfriend.
In
Help.
fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Redefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
I have gained the thought Wompty Dumpty Dom Center.
Well, you gotta do Wompty Dumpty Dom Center.
That's the knowledge Motts should have went to instead of the Art Institute.
Yes!
Now, hold on. I need to immediately look at Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. Oh. Hey, it's only 42 minutes.
That's not bad.
It's Wednesday evening, and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins, Guy and Keith Jost, are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers. The head curators of this art exhibition, it's the Wompty... it's the Wompty Dumpty Tommiest... event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if not here? I think it's accurate that Harry has immediately started thinking about that.
I know I'll be thinking about it for the next 42 minutes, too.
Wompty Dumpty sat on a wall. Wompty Dumpty had a great fall.
Yes.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
I'm sorry, it's not even a reel-to-reel. You wrote into the computer.
Apparently.
What? I'm trying to wrap my mind around that.
I'm just imagining the writers for Disco Elysium just being, we're really gonna get the people who think too hard about these things on this one.
They really are.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
You're thinking about the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, aren't you? Kim, what are you, some detective? Just disappointed.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
But of course, what else?
Obviously, we could ask about the Feld building if we had more to ask about, but don't think we'll have anything else to add.
I don't.
Should I ask him for money?
It's up to you.
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling.
Yes, some of that unimportant money.
I have some unimportant money.
Humpty Dumpty Dum University offers degrees in whimsy.
Ah!
Yes.
I have a bachelor's degree in whimsical.
I mean, I went to be an undergrad in slapstick, but it turns out you can't really get any good jobs with that degree. I don't want your money. I just wanted to see whether my profiling skills were working.
Of course, Detective.
damn
I
it.
wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it? If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying?
Great, he's just recommended you like a book on how to profile people better. God damn it. Harry, no.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick our brains? How are you picking our brains?
Maybe he was been watching you react to all of this world building with utter interest as to how you would react to Wompty Dumpty Dom Center.
Room, tower above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Do you know why I'm Dr. Apothecary? It's because of my degree in jaunty tunes, young man. He years.
I love that.
Yes.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The way to kill the moon, Kim. Kim, do you know what that is?
Person setting some sort of crab trap.
Yes, but that means that person might know a cryptozoologist.
Mayhaps.
Hey, are you a cryptozoologist?
Hey, are you trying to get some sort of
Here we go.
Insulindian
Nice and easy.
phasmid?
No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
I see that your name is Morel the cryptozoologist, but just to be sure I will ask.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
That's such a funny, like, reaction.
Oh, it's just you, the cops. What the fuck do you want? Which,
Is that the
yeah.
police?
What?
Why are the police here?
What do you mean by Gary the crypto-fascist?
I forgot about Gary the crypto fascist.
Daddy Morel is so smashed.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
I do really like his hat. Do you think he can give me his hat? I'm in need of a new hat.
Oh yeah, you still need to get your froggy hat.
Are you Morel, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's his entire fucking name.
Kim, cuff him, we're dragging him back to his wife. Looking for you for days, man.
Apothecary says fascist. Not just fascist, worse, a crypto-fascist.
Is Daddy Morel a fascist?
No, I can answer that, no.
No, he's clearly listed as a zoologist.
He's listed as a zoologist!
Lena sent me, she's been really worried about you and Wayne, for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Motts, is Morel a fascist?
No, Morel's not a fascist.
That's good, otherwise we would have to cuff him.
We have to cuff him. We'll have to cuff Gary, though.
Yeah, can't be too sure. Can't be too safe. Kim, cuff him just to be sure. Not Morel, cuff Gary. It was me, I broke the water lock. The carriage was fixed now. The lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really
Guys.
get him back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
I choose to believe while saying this line, Harry is distinctly sweating profusely and avoiding eye contact.
Did he say we can go back now?
I like to imagine every name is just Harry being really good at guessing people's names.
That would be so funny.
You walk up to someone and just go like, "Hi, so your name is..." Your name is Gary. I can tell because you look like a Gary. If I could profile a fascist.
Yes!
Yeah.
He just looked Gary up and down and said, "Yep, that's a fascist."
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
Kim thinks you
Just
should
have
go
to
now.
do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
I look at Kim. Kim shakes his head. I nod at Kim.
Kim shakes his head faster.
You must be Kevin. How'd you know? Because you just told me.
You just told me. You. I looked at you and the little icon said Kevin.
And you responded to Kevin, so...
Yes.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
I mean, it wouldn't be a particularly good cryptid if it, wasn't hard to find. Come on, Gary, multiple women. Your wife and I are begging for your presence.
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
I feel like this continues in the wrong spot.
It's a little high.
And
That's
I
okay.
suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
And what sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself? Kim, at this point, has just leaned back like, oh no.
Kim, just sit down. We're gonna talk
It's
about
my
cryptids.
hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. but I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
It's a cat loudly snoozing behind us.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Hello. Hello, snoozer.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
Now, how big is this stick bug?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Seems puny, to be honest.
Physical instruments just like, that's tiny. Look at these guns.
It's a bug. Physical instrument.
Physical instruments just like, Harry, show him your guns. I don't have my gun. No.
No.
Not that gun, Harry.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for.
You are correct.
Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
Have we considered that the Insulindian phasmid may, be so difficult to spot because it has, no one that has survived seeing it? Have you considered that?
Perhaps it's a dangerous stick bug. Have we considered it's a dangerous stick bug that might eat people?
Yeah. Or that, seeing it causes you to, melt or something. Get eaten by the ground.
Would be glory itself.
Okay, so, what have you got so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
But never secondhand.
No secondhand accounts.
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Get stick-bugged fools. You see him, don't you? You see him in your head, can't you?
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually the Insulindian phasmid, is just the stick bug meme.
Yeah.
People are get flashbanged by it, and they're just like, there it is, the Insulindian phasmid.
You could probably take a screenshot of this, us standing here and make the little stick bug meme.
Oh, definitely. Oh, certainly.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Have we considered that the phasmid has died out? And or, is not here anymore? Much like the, Coldmamadakwa.
I'm surprised, but amused that you remembered that.
Well, I did internalize.
You did think about the Coldmamadakwa quite a bit, yes.
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Encyclopedia is like, I don't know what you want from me, man. You don't have that many points in me to begin with, and you're asking me to fucking
not many
figure-
points.
Oh my god, 0.
That 6 was a pure roll.
It's just like, Parthenon, what do you want from me?
How the F did you recall that so easily? Okay, so it took me a while to get how to pronounce it correctly.
Goldamadakwa?
Yeah, after having to hear it several times. So I think it might be permanently grafted into my brain now. Encyclopedia's trying his best, how dare y'all.
You're right. Poor thing can only don't go so far. We haven't invested anything into the poor fella.
No, instead we've been making it harder for him.
There's a -1 on it.
Which one of these things is, yes, the Goldamadakwa.
We were just talking about you.
No room for anything else. Parthenogenesis, yes.
Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever.
That's very clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
So what you're saying, though, is that the Insulindian phasmid is a species of giant lesbian stick bugs.
Yes.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Like, how big are normal stick bugs? Because obviously, he said that, like, one could be as big as your forearm, which is very large for a bug.
So, it varies. Like, the really big stick bugs are about the size of a pencil.
Oh, I see.
Sounds like someone we know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out.
Okay, so these stick bugs eat locusts, supposedly.
At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
I'm really amused that specifically talking to Morel is the only time we've encountered this overlapping text, and it seems rather appropriate.
Yes.
What are you using as bait? Is it locusts?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Mantis, too, is attracted by locusts.
Giant lesbian stick bugs who eat other bugs.
You're definitely not beating the Mantis allegations there.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
It's how Morel talks. There's a second voice crescendoing into the next sentence as he finishes the first.
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Have you considered what if the Insulindian phasmid is actually too big for the trap, though?
I mean, that looks about the size of one's forearm.
That could be about the size of one's forearm, but what if it's bigger? What if it's the size of a small dog?
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Yes. What?
You should probably talk to your wife.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
Shut up, Gary, the crypto-fascist who only speaks in caps lock.
Yeah, why do you only speak in caps lock?
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
You could just walk closer, Gary, if you're worried about not being heard.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
It's too much information I did not need to know, Gary.
Yeah. Didn't know the phasmid's so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
She didn't mention that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
I'll add that to the to-do list.
Harry looks
Ask
at Kim.
Lena about phasmid. Kim pinches his nose in utter disappointment.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Morel, you're going to die if you stay out here. You're clearly catching some amount of a cold.
I mean, if you're walking through reeds, you're definitely, getting water in, everything.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna get sick if you don't have, wet shoes and wet pants and shit like that.
And even then, you're still standing in freezing cold mud.
Yeah, you can see snow on the ground.
Yeah. There's ice in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to the whirling, warm up, come back, check on the traps later, leave Gary here.
Leave Gary!
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
And now it's raining. As if to punctuate
Dead
it.
set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
Interfacing is all for traps.
I really wish that there was, instead of, well, if we checked on the traps for you, it'd say, I could go for some trap setting.
That would be funny.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Kim in the background. No!
All 3 of these dialogues are so good, though. Chaos is my method, and it's Scion. I'm all in with this cryptid as I'm hooked.
I'm hooked. All of these are worthy of Kim just being very upset.
Yeah, I'm going with number 3.
Caught the bug, I see. It's easier to get caught up in the search than you'd imagine.
So where are the traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
Okay, what happens if I find a phasmid?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
And what happens if I find a phasmid outside of the trap?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Kim, eyeballs, Harry.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
That's how he risked his wife.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
I'm ready. Let's get to
Right,
it.
which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Finally, Gary, the crypto-fascist, is not talking in caps lock.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
Oh my hot stuff, is that phasmid Cylindian musk? Of course it is, Dollface. Wow, such a man of culture.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
This is vital information, so how'd you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid. Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
Jeez.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have been proven to be real.
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Hugo Grad, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
And the Insulian phasmid shall be the 3rd.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it, from Revachol to Duchantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
The hair on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
Bro works for the SCP Foundation.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, like, the SCP Foundation is just a very successful group of cryptid hunters. Are they not?
I think pretty much. They are just like a very successful, very well-financed group of cryptid hunters.
Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I know, it's a profession just like any other.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
This one time we got a report of a very hard-to-kill lizard, but we never found it.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Yes.
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying. Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
I love the way that he says phasmid. Phasmid.
Yes.
Yes?
I'll bother you about cryptids later. I can feel Kim boring holes into the back of my head. I mean, I should probably talk to Gary, right?
Probably.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Okay, that's
Really?
enough talking to Gary.
Right out the gate.
Eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man? Feels significant somehow, him saying that. You should ask him about it later.
It's because
I'm
it's
just
racism,
waiting for my
Harry.
friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
And then you leave! And then you just leave!
That's enough
enough.
talking. Oh, I finished thinking about Humpty Dumpty.
Thomas! Right on
Come
cue.
on, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
Okay. I do want to say, one, this is actually, sadly, very, very normal for the, professional art industry in all of the air quotes.
You put so many air quotes on that. You just did 3 or 4 just right after another.
Yeah, legitimately, you'll have, rich people will have their friends appraise a painting that they bought for $1,000. Be like, oh, this is worth $50,000, and then they'll donate it to get a $50,000 tax break.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah,
That's really
that's a
fucked. That's super fucked.
What bonus do I get from this? Encyclopedia passives give plus 10 XP and 2 real. But I lose 2 suggestion for being a pretentious wanker. This legitimately might be a thought to actually remove. One, because my suggestion becomes like -2 there, and I am never getting.
Yeah, you're really bad at encyclopedia. Like, maybe if, like, you put more points in it, but, like, you have 0. You have 0
a
in
single
encyclopedia.
point into it, but
Encyclopedia, poor thing.
remarkably, my suggestion is still at a 3, so. Oh, wow. Have y'all seen the piece Take the Money and Run?
If that's a real thing, no. I don't think I have. Oh my gosh,
I just
the-
noticed the
Oh!
The
I never
little
noticed the
s-
skeleton.
the little spine
The little
skeleton.
nervous system. Oh my gosh, the Lumpty Dumpty Dom Center is so me-core, self-loathing, maxing, hate-filled, pilled besties.
I completely missed that. That's great. I'm being serious. It's a real piece.
Let me see.
Oh my god. She got 50k for 2 blank canvases.
Oh. She's being very, very serious.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Yeah.
Left hand or right hand?
Have we considered that the detective may have forgotten which hand he's actually good at writing with and has
That'd
now
be
become
very
ambidextrous?
That would be so funny.
It's very fun.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I've also been told by Motts to please equip me.
I mean, it gives you bonuses if you equipped it, so...
It does. It also makes you slightly less authoritative.
And isn't it best that Harry is less
It's
authoritative?
a great place to hide something. Kind of out
Fuck
of the way,
authority.
but so close to the water.
It made news headlines. His handwriting is so bad it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Well, you see, Harry is actually ambisinister, meaning
Oh,
that
yes.
he's bad at writing with both hands.
Which is a real thing, by the way.
Yes.
You can be bad at writing with either hand.
I did actually know someone that was ambisinister. Mm-hmm. But that was mostly due to the fact that as a kid he broke both of his arms.
Yeah, and so he never was able to quite get the
Yeah. It was around the
arm
time that
strength,
you would
the
be
hand
learning how to write,
Yeah.
so... Great place to hide something. How about the way of being so close to water?
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
Yet.
I'd like to point out my parents make $70K a year. She made 5/7 of my parents' yearly salary for 2 blank canvases.
Oh, fuck.
Ah. It's like the banana taped to the wall.
Not wrong.
At least the banana taped to the wall involved more effort.
At least there was a banana tape.
Well, of course I know that. I'm bad at writing with both hands.
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
Did you just pronounce buoy boy?
I believe Inland Empire did.
That's fun. I've just never heard it pronounced that way. I'm sure that is a legitimate pronunciation.
The Marat says 11.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
I suppose I could make tea
Wait,
on the way there.
is that something for me to pick up? No.
Snaggables?
No,
Not snaggables?
This bottle is part of the scenery, Motts.
I do wish it was a little bit more obvious when bottles are a part of the scenery versus bottles that are pick-upable.
Every year in middle and high school, at least one teacher has told me your handwriting looks like somebody writing whilst being electrocuted. Completely independently of each other, I might add. Wow!
Fucking rude.
Yeah, that's real rude. Also, that is like a oddly specific thing to say. Ooh, oversized superstar sunglasses. Can lose a point of visual calculus in exchange for looking real cool. No, we do not look any cooler. Star, I'm too dazzling for your eyes. Can't bear to look at your fabulous reflection in the mirror. They're never rude. They're the teachers who joke around with their students, and we joke with them. It's friendly banter. Okay, that's much better to hear. I'm glad that it's just friendly banter and not being insulted by your teachers.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
So he would be in the first one. They'll be in the next one, surely.
Surely. Anyway, the air is nice and fresh here.
Box.
scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days. The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
You got anything for visual calculus? Well, certainly, swap out my shades. Okay, they got some.
A scattering of bullet
That's
holes
gonna
is spread
get
across the
42,
cracked
okay.
wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Based. Humanity is based. Yeah, it is. Humanity also be cringe. Also accurate.
Unable to piece together the big picture just now, there's a hole in their hypothesis. The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth, smiling its deadly smile.
I might actually put that point into visual calculus.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked
Oh,
wall,
58.
reaching from
Such
one
and such
corner
a-
to the other. A scattering
big
of bullet
improvement
holes
there.
is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from a row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
These are just friendliness pellets. Grab as many as you can. Yes.
Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Was this a genocide? Unclear. Like, this was a war. Like, you had a communist revolution that overthrew the government, and then other world governments came in and overthrew the communists. So this could be any number of like moments in there.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes.
Genocide and war grow closer each day. Yeah. It's deeply disturbing how commonplace it is for news media to refer to a genocide as a war, and That's just so infuriating. Really?
They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world. Seven men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
That was the Feld personnel.
Another likely scenario. Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Oh hey, plastic tear. People. What is this? That's a hippo hat. A small wire framing size futuristic looking hippo hat gives the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. What is this guy look like? Oh. Oh, we look ridiculous. Hat? As a new hat? Yes. Yes, we have acquired a new hat. Boy, is it a silly looking hat. Unlike the soon-to-be acquired frog hat. Perhaps it's a new hat for you. You know, I will take a new hat. The Pippo hat feels like something an older Funky Kong would wear. I can see it, though. I can see the vision. Okay. There should be one by the entrance to the water lock. Where were the other ones? Well, not over here. Oh, that looks like one.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds, another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. The reeds bend forlornly toward the water. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks sickly pale against the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Another empty trap.
More out of habit than duty. This next one is the lucky one. Are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself. I want to make it clear I don't actually believe the phasma exists. Okay.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
Kim enjoys a good jog. Kim has to enjoy a good jog. Harry does not stop running. You smiled. Yes. Kim's enjoying it. You know, this. I smile AF right now. Aw. The smallest church in St. Sans. Got a tape. Okay. In St. Who now? Trapin lands in far northeast side of the Feld building. Sans. Saint Sans, I think. I think that's how that be pronounced. So, you know, Saint Sans. Well, skeleton in a hoodie with a yeah. the da 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 da. I'm just picturing, like you've seen, have you ever seen those depictions of saints with like the big glowing halo behind the head? I'm just picturing Sans with one of those. That's not the Feld building. Where's the Feld building? It should be here. That could be. We might be able to reach the Feld building from there. Hi, Motts. Welcome back.
Hi, good to be back. How's it going? I forgot to grab myself a snack. Damn.
It is going alright. 100% there's fan art of that, yes. We were discussing about the Church of St. Sans.
There's absolutely fan art of that, yes.
Motts hath muttered. I found this this tape.
The smallest church in St. might be Sans.
They're mungry.
I am hungry. I could probably run down and get a cookie.
You definitely could. Wait.
Oh. Moonshine! Moonshine!
This isn't how to get to the Feld building. How do we get to the Feld building?
How you get to the Feld building?
Yeah.
Isn't it on the boardwalk going that way? Am I wrong?
Like, yes, but... Can we get... Yeah.
Go down over. Is it not this way? It's been a while, but...
Oh, there was a corner. I didn't see the corner.
Oh, it's okay!
That's what Mantis used to say to me.
Cookies are good.
Cookies are good. She used moonshine.
Oh no!
That's the last one to check. Right?
Well, you can check it after you've checked one, but yes, that's meant to be the last one.
Okay, let me double check my quest log. Northeast of the Feld building. Well, this is not northeast of the Feld building. I will be back for you.
I'm going to grab some cookie. I will be right much faster than that.
Hmm. How does one get to northeast of the Feld building? Maybe this way? Maybe it's all the way past the church? That might make sense. Yeah, I think he did mention something about a radio tower, so...
Cookies.
Hi! Welcome back, Motts, and your cookies. Aha, found it.
I'll try not to crunch loudly into the microphone.
Okay, Kim, this is it. This one's definitely going to have the phasmid.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Not too hard to spot. As if I wasn't running around looking for this one. Mookies.
Mookies.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something.
Apothecary says no, crunch it, bro.
Crunch it.
The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
I'm not sure if that crunch picked up on the mic. You want to try it again?
I can try.
Give us the ASMR. We want the MASMR.
Well, I attempted. I have no idea.
No, it did. Okay, good.
There you go.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
I can hear the crunch.
The crunch.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done.
He's so tired from all the running around.
Yeah. I love that you have the option at each of these to stress how much you do not buy. Getting tired,
No,
Kim?
no, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
We'll walk to the
How
last
will you
one.
walk? Yeah. Give Kim a minute.
Kim, what the hell was that?
It sounded like a boat.
What boat is coming into port at 8 p.m.?
The party boat.
Have we considered that perhaps that was in fact the Insulindian phasmid?
Maybe that's what it sounds like.
Was that the game or not? That was the game.
That was the game. The game made like a...
Honk,
to me
honk.
it sounded like a boat. Like a boat, like, you know, horn sound.
Yeah. But a boat horn immediately after we put down the phasmid trap? I'm just saying, it's a little suspicious. Perhaps that's the reason we can't find the phasmid. It looks like a boat. It's a very advanced stick bug. You see? Kim, have you caught your breath yet? It is killing Harry to move this slow. By the way, I found a new hat.
Oh, what hat's that?
It is the
What? What?
Fallon Pippo hat.
Okay.
It's sleek and aerodynamic.
Yeah. I'm sure Kim can survive if you sprint the rest of the way.
Oh, good. Okay, Kim. This is our last chance. Last chance for a stick bug.
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. The reeds hiss and shake in the darkness that has settled over the abandoned camp. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locusts.
There's no locusts in this trap, Kim.
No phasmid either. But still.
Immediately. Look closer. Look with our special eyes.
Well,
Look with your special
the bait
eyes.
worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Huh. Interesting. I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap. What if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out? It probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Merle needs to know. Right, but they still need to know. Right, this crypto research has been student. Something was in with this trap, though.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist. Or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
But Kim.
Kim is just like, no. Look, I'm drawing a line.
Try.
But what if it was the phasmid, Kim?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We are not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
Kim. Well, that's an interesting thing to figure out later. Something ran off with our locusts. I give us equal likelihood of it being a phasmid as it being, like, a bunch of, kids messing around. Really hope it's a stick bug, though.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I can't not get the sports visor, though.
Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
I need to know. Is this hat an even better hat? Oh. Where's the little googly eyes, though? This is just a regular visor. The malformed green frog of the visor seems to keep an eye on your surroundings. A beady, suspicious eye, lime-tinted cellophane appears to be poorly molded. The imprint says made in Sarf. So that brings our perception up to 10. 10 perception. Completely unneeded. But I have the frog visor now. I accept the fact that I have spent $6 on a frog visor. Okay, let's see. It's 8 p.m. We have a number of people to call. We need to talk to Morel. Okay. We need to find a boombox. Hi.
Hi, sorry. Had a phone call.
That's alright. So, by the way, I have purchased the frog visor.
Yay. No, you look great.
It doesn't have the little googly eyes on the model.
No.
Also, with the frog visor, that makes my perception a 10.
Uh-oh. Why is your perception so insanely high?
Well, that's because I had internalized the Coldamama Dog.
Oh, that's right.
Games plus
Plus
3
3.
perception. I think at a perception of 10, I start being able to actually, hear people's heartbeats. I gain, detective vision and can see through walls.
Yes.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I'm happy to report that I have found my badge, Jules.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer.
No electrochemistry, not again.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
So I need to report a dead body.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
I identified middle-aged man, height 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
There may be a sequence skill. No, that looks like it was an
No
accident.
field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
Wearing boots, trousers, an old leather jacket with a bright blue line. Found a library card.
Any information on the library card?
From Central Jamrock Public Library belongs to someone named Billy Majane.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're already here. We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Could you call the Jamrock Public Library?
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Curses.
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, Detective? 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
No, that's enough about your steering levers. Come on, Kim. We've got a lot of stuff to get through. Let's see. Cross off that I have my badge. With the body. Oh, I have my badge. I should tell Joyce. She'll be so happy.
Joyce will be happy.
choice.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I found my badge, by the way.
Love, you did. Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
Seaweed drips from the badge in your hand. It smells of fish. That was it. I just wanted to let you know I got it. Okay. Can I do anything with this wall yet?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
In the dimming light, some things become clearer. As a
It's still an incredibly low chance. Do you have anything that can help your concept?
I do. Let's change shirts.
Conceptualization, that's what I'm trying to say.
And we can change jackets. And that might be it.
Well, you look nicer. I mean, you know, as nice as Harry Dubois can look.
Just an ordinary wall.
Oh, wow, 17! Oh!
Can I put any point? Nope.
Just an ordinary wall.
Okay, 17% chance. Let's go, Harry.
Yeah.
Nope.
Why? It's a
nope,
wall.
it's a wall.
An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
But wall, it's got things.
Well, Kim, I don't think we're going to make much progress on that wall. Let's get. No. Put on shirt. Want to see if it might select all of the shirts. But if I click on it, it does not. Go with that shirt and how high can I get my perception? Because I just noticed that these cavalry boots give me perception as well. What sort of ridiculous number could I get it up to? Can I get 12 perception?
That would be pretty funny.
Well, I guess this is the outfit we're going with for now. I guess we're heading to the whirling then.
Off we go.
I swear the whirling always gets so, like, crowded at night. But it makes sense. Everyone's, you know, here for like, you know, dinner and drinks.
And where else are they gonna go?
Can I help you?
Got the 20 real?
Yes, I have the 20 real.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
okay. I'll talk to her first.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It was a truly epic long-distance trek. I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now. I was on my way while I was working the case.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
A tie that I might, you know, have to debate whether or not I rip off my horrific necktie, because, you know, Lena gave me a new tie.
Special tie?
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
You've never told me you'd seen the phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
Horrific Necktie's family. You
Sherry
are right.
has a point.
Horrific Necktie's family. What if Horrific Necktie is an entity that just inhabits our tie, though? And just jumps into new ties?
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
Wait, where was this and how old were you? Write this down, Kim.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
She'd just started forming memories. Real memories. Not the billowy haze of infanthood.
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it.
She had no fear, just surprise.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Fascinating.
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk. and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen.
I mean, you would sound pretty ridiculous asking if reeds could walk, but then again, you were like 5.
Yeah.
For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
What's up? Your earbud's dying. I am so sorry that your earbud constantly dies.
It's okay. It doesn't like me.
No, I mean, it doesn't like anyone. It can only charge to like 70%, and it gives up.
And it's just like, not feeling it.
So you met Morel. I'm gonna assume you told Morel the story, then he dropped to a knee and proposed?
Yeah, probably.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
Okay, so Morel, I'm just gonna say this right now. Even to a 5-year-old, if we are to believe that it was big enough that she could at least mistake it for being taller than her, that means it was at least like half her size, if not her size. You know?
Yeah. Of course, she was 5.
Yeah. But that is way bigger than the size of a man's forearm.
But she could be mistaken.
5-year-olds aren't that small.
She was 5.
Okay, but again, we're still talking about the size of a dog.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
You were on a date when this happened?
Our first, yes.
Hell of a first date icebreaker.
What's a fun fact about you? I saw a cryptid.
Yeah.
There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
Okay, how big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
Kim, what do you think?
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them.
Can you be sure that you didn't imagine it?
How could she? Who imagines this? She didn't know about the phasmid. This is the main thing here. What makes it a confirmed sighting? She had no previous knowledge of the insect.
That is true.
So she couldn't have made it up or imagined it.
I mean, she could have still imagined it, but she just must be imagining talking to a big reed.
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. It was only when I started telling my story as a teenager that boys would tell me, Lena, you trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here. They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But I saw it.
Thank you for sharing this.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
That's why we are not having much luck with the, finding the phasmid. It's too cold.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own. Into the mud. Anywhere.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So, about the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
One of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Yeah, nothing. No locust, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
Unfortunately, my earbud's now dying, so
Oh no!
we'll likely have to stop
Oh
soon.
no, it's all falling apart!
That's not ideal, but...
Your trap was one of your campsite. Have you considered that the phasmid was watching you?
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Have we considered that the Insulindian phasmid could even be in this room right now? The little bar here springs to life, scurries away.
Yes.
Of course, more clever.
I'm about to embrace some Canadian culture soon. I've bought a bag of Tim Horton's dark roast coffee. I'm currently making it. We'll keep y'all updated.
Oh, please do.
Yes, enjoy.
I've heard good
Yes,
things.
the Phantasmodea picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps. Make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
Shut up, Gary, the crypto-fascist.
Yes, that's exactly what this is. What a deft hunter, this phasmid.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture, mine stands, okay?
I feel like Morel is just really does believe Harry's earnestness is utter sarcasm because he's never met someone who actually is that earnest about
That earnest and excited.
Yes. No.
Actually,
no.
no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
I need to know, Inland Empire.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant
That was a hooligan.
Impatiently.
Okay, I'm going to make a note to talk to Morel. But we are going to have to save up. Because
your earbud is dying?
Yes.
Would be pretty bad if we both couldn't hear.
Yeah, that would be very bad and embarrassing.
I love how look at Harry and Kim. They're standing back to back like Team Rocket over here.
Yes.
I hate to break it to you, Gary, but rhinos don't just combust into flames.
Yeah, take that, Gary.
Shut up, Gary. Rhinos don't just, combust. Thank you.
Well, we're going to have to stop there.
Father Chair, you'll just have to tell us about, the coffee next chance you get.
Yes.
You always leave a comment or something.
Yeah. Horrific neckties Meowth.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes.
Horrific neckties Meowth.
Correct. Canon. Write it down.
Oh, look at that.
That is a very cool.
Octopal vision.
Octopal vision. Cryptid's protection.
It's disturbing, but you can't look away. What if I just tie the other ties to the horrific necktie?
You just make a massive tie.
The tie just gets longer and longer. Bye, y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you.
ya.
You too. See you, Apothecary. Enjoy the coffee.
Yes. And thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.